Kevin here, aka Brick Ninja from RebelLUG, and today we're going to be looking at this set that LEGO kindly sent me a copy of to review. This is set number 75267, the Mandalorian Battle Pack, and it comes with 102 pieces, and in the United States it will retail for $15. I know there's a lot of excitement about this set here in particular, and I'm definitely interested to see what we've got here. We did have one RebelLUG member who essentially said that if he could, he would make this set his girlfriend. Yeah, not entirely sure how that's going to work out, but let's go ahead and build this one up and see what it's like. Okay, so we got this guy all built up, and let's take a look at it. First, our quote from our RebelLUG member. This would be from Caleb, known as Elven Ranger, and he said, "Finally, a battle pack with some decent figs. Although I'm not really happy with the brighter colors on two of the Mandos, still seems pretty solid." And I completely agree with him. I think this is a pretty solid battle pack, though I do kind of wish they had done a little bit more muted colors on these two guys in particular. But let's take a look at this. So we have our Mandalorian figures, obviously, and then we have this speeder, and we have this little rock outcrop with a gun emplacement thing. The speeder is pretty solid and pretty much the same from the first Mandalorian Battle Pack, just tan instead of blue and a little more war-torn. You know, it's got different colors on each side. It's a little bit more scuffed up. The one thing I don't like about this is I wish it had just come with like a trans 2x2 brick, so you could just set it and have it hovering rather than setting it flat on the ground. That seems kind of like a oversight. Then we have this thing here. And this serves one purpose, and that is to give you some random other thing to build to help increase the part count to help justify the price tag. This has got quite a few slope pieces, but it's just a mess. Pretty disappointed in this. I feel like they should have used those parts, well, different parts, but those part counts, to build a little like mini swoop bike for another one of the Mandos, or maybe E-Web cannon, just something. This is just kind of a mess. So that's pretty disappointing. But no one really cares too much about the builds when it comes to battle packs. So let's take a look at the figures here. We have 4 of these Mandalorians, and they have a very nice combination between the helmet and torsos, which looks really good, but also means it's going to be hard for you to mix and match amongst them. So this probably won't be a battle pack you'll be dedicated to buying lots of. But let's take a closer look at them. So we've got this guy here with the orange helmet, some nice printing on the torso. This one is the only one who doesn't have leg printing, and it's a little disappointing just because all the rest did. And you can see the side of the helmet there. It's all looking pretty solid. They all have capes, and this one's brown. We can lift that up so you can see the back of the torso there. It's got some good printing on there as well. And bring it on back down so you can see the front of him. Pretty solid figure overall. Okay, this one here, we have one of the 2 females. You can tell by the shape of the eyes on the mask. Matches up with what Sabine had. And this one's pretty solid. I haven't actually even really looked at too much as far as which one's my favorite. But this one could possibly be my favorite. Like, I just like the fact that it's a little bit more of a muted color, and it's got the leg printing, and it's a pretty solid design overall. And let's take a look at the back of that torso and lift that cape up. See the back printing right on there. So once again, another pretty solid figure. The set did come with extra rangefinders and the visors as well, so you can equip all 4 of them with accessories. And for our third one, this is the other female here. This is a green one. I would have preferred if this was like dark green or olive green. Would have been pretty good. Overall, pretty solid on this one here as well. And then let's just take a look at the back torso print. There we go. You can see the back of that torso. One thing I don't really like about this one, aside from the brighter green, is the leg print. Like, it does kind of match, but also doesn't. Like, you can see just like the tail end of the dark tan on the torso, but it's nowhere else on there, so it just kind of color-wise imbalances the figure for me. But overall, I still really like that one. Haven't come across one I haven't liked yet. And for our final figure, we have this one here that is blue and has purple markings. I really like this one. I know I had said that I wish that it had a little bit more muted color in the blue, but despite that, I do really like this figure here overall. Just that combination of the blue with the purple there, it's a fun, little bit more unique one. As far as the back torso, we got that right there for you guys. And this here is the 4th and final Mandalorian figure that comes in this battle pack. One of the things that I personally like about these figures that some people don't is the fact that they just come with blank black heads. Whenever you see someone in Star Wars wearing a helmet, they always have a collar thing here or a balaclava that covers all the sides there, so you can't see anything between the helmet and what's going on the shoulders, around the neck, and the collar. So I really like that. It eliminates any of the skin tone showing through right at the neck there. I think LEGO did it on this one here in particular, since we don't know anything about these characters aside from what their armor looks like, and they just didn't have anything to go off of. I know for some people they don't like it because you can't display the figure with the helmet off, and while that's true, we all know what face we would have gotten if they had given us one, and that would have been the angry clone slash stormtrooper. This thing is so overused that if you have that head on there and you pull the mask off, you still can't display it. It's just so boring to have the same thing over and over and over. Even if you wanted to do a clone battalion all with their helmets off, you can't use this face because every single one's going to have the same expression. I have a tiny little bag of like 250 of these heads that are practically worthless because I don't have any use for 250 clones with the exact same expression. So I personally really like them having done the solid blank head. It also, you know, if you tear this figure apart, you can use a solid black head for details in a build, and you can't use this face for anything other than pretty much just holding a helmet on. In conclusion, I think we have a very solid battle pack here. RebelLUG members gave it an 8.4 out of 10, and 80% of them were planning on picking this one up. For me personally, I give it an 8 out of 10. I wish these had been a little bit more muted colors, but regardless of that, definitely still really good. My bigger complaint is this build here. I feel like they could have done a E-web cannon that would have been a lot more interesting, and probably used even smaller, cheaper parts, and we would have had a much better build overall. Pretty easy for me to recommend picking up this one here, though. If you like Mandalorians, super great figures, and $15 definitely seems worth it for the 4 figures. So, hope you guys enjoyed this review, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you.